Oh, how about this for a much simpler and just strictly remarkable story? This is from the Washington Post. The remarkable brain of a carpet cleaner who speaks 24 languages.
Fluently?
24 languages.
Now,
Now,
gotta be fluent.
I think it's impressive when
Can't
somebody
just be the bad words.
speaks 2 languages, 3 languages, 4 languages. It's already impressive, right?
Yes.
But here we have an individual who's gone way beyond that. And apparently it's a very special type of mind that's capable of such things. And he has to, according to his interview here, he has to, in order to like be able to do this, he has to imagine himself in these places he's visited or where he's learned or had to use these languages in the past. He envisions it in order to go back there to sort of like to trigger it where he can speak it. And I suppose the significance of him being a carpet cleaner, I don't know what the significance of that is other than painting the picture of who this person is. I suppose it could help him it could help you in a variety of ways, including pretty much any business you want to run if you're going to speak that many languages. But anyway, I want you to go down to, you know what I think about as well is what languages I would think in if I even vaguely knew over 20 languages. Try to imagine which language I would think in. And if that would shift from time to time, or if I was traveling, then if all of a sudden, then temporarily I would be thinking in that specific language instead of another, anyway. So this is his hobby. He's currently still learning new languages. And the word for this, actually, if you scroll up, it's a really weird word. Hyper polyglot. Far more unusual are the world's hyper polyglots. These are people who, by one expert's definition, can speak 11 languages or more. The higher the number, the rarer the person. But there have been many documented cases of such linguistic legends, each one raising questions about the limits of human potential. And in this case, he's on the real fringe, highest level. So anyway, play a little bit of it. And you're going to need audio, obviously.
When I speak the language
and just
now,
go right forward to like the
reflect
halfway point.
That the way that I learn.
Mnogo mi харесва български език, possibilmente a língua mais bonita que eu conheço.
Když jsem byl u paní Mátkový v Washingtonu.
A nooit in Vietnam vaihan.
Vilja runa toties krievski perfect.
Eräänä päivänä minä olin tuolla.
要什么样的房间？你带算住今天。
Aquí estamos.
This is just bonkers to watch. This is just so like your brain is skeptical. Like you're looking at it saying, no, that's not.
It's a deep fake.
That's not right. So anyway, here's a breakdown of his fluency. So he can readily carry on a conversation on any topic, read and write without difficulty in English, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, Czech, Slovak, Bulgarian, Romanian. He has conversational language. That's the ability to have deep conversations on a wide range of subjects, though he may have to pause at times to think of words, but he can also read and write in these languages: Croatian, Finnish, Italian, Latvian, Nahuatl, I don't know how to say that, Serbian. He has intermediate language, so he can carry on simple conversations around many topics. He can do some reading and writing in sign language, Catalan, Dutch, French, German, Hungarian, Icelandic, Irish, Gaelic, Norwegian, Polish. He has basic language in Amharic, Arabic, Estonian, Georgian, Greek, Hebrew, Indonesian, Japanese, Lakota, Lithuanian, Mandarin, Navajo, Salish, Sinhalese, Swedish, Ukrainian, Welsh. And then he has some familiarity, which is around 100 words, of Mongolian, Vietnamese, Tzotzil, and Zapotec.
Wow, that's really impressive. So how does he choose like the next language that he wants to learn?
I don't know. I presume it would be like a lot of things where you would have some kind of inspiration, maybe an encounter with somebody, or maybe a trip or a place you want to travel to. I would think that could create incentive. The other thing I was thinking is since his profession is cleaning carpets, And I don't know how he learns all of these things, but I was thinking he could possibly multitask maybe, where you could have some language learning programs or listen to audiobooks in other languages or something like that while you're doing your day job.
Yeah, I would imagine he can kill time just listening to people having conversations in different language.
The other thing is, if you ever thought you were going to get one past this guy, you know how people might talk about you in some other language while you're present? This is this guy's your nightmare. Because he can be in any circumstance and understanding things that nobody would be expecting him to understand.
Yeah, you can't talk a different language and behind his back.
You're good luck. Good luck.
He'll know.
Good luck. Your language is not on this list.
Including sign language.
And I bet there's a lot of crossover, right? Like if you look at the languages that he's fluent in, there's like a lot of crossover in these languages. So it opens him up to even a larger variety of languages where he understands at least a basic amount and so on and so forth. But anyway, go watch the clip if you're curious, and it goes into more detail. But I thought this was pretty impressive stuff.
Can he read and write? Because that'll be really impressive.
Yeah, in at least the top 2 groups. So you can see read and write without any difficulty.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I missed that.
In that category, he can read and write in that bunch, and he can read and do some writing in the intermediate group. And then he can write and read a little bit in the basic group.
Man, this guy is very impressive.
It's crazy, right?
Vaughn Smith.
If there was a language that you could learn instantaneously, snap your fingers and know it right now, other than what you already know, what would you choose?
Man, I think utility would be Spanish.
Spanish? Yeah, I think a lot of
Mandarin
people,
properly.
I think a lot of people go for Spanish.
But I would love to learn Japanese.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I think Spanish has some appeal because, like I said, it's a lot of familiarities across regions in that area. Like, because obviously I grew up with Italian relatives, and they understood quite a bit of Spanish and some Portuguese. And so if you go with Spanish, I think you open up a whole category. I don't know if the same is true of something like Japanese. I also feel, well, this is the thing. I said I'm going to snap my fingers and know it. It would be way more impressive to show off Japanese or Mandarin if somebody was looking at me.
It's very exotic.
Yeah, they'd be like, what? Shut up. No way. Whereas if I just start dropping some Spanish, I feel like it's maybe
like a guy from the U.S. or something.
Maybe not the same magic. However, if I had to go and learn it, it would be different because I happen to know that, like, from a difficulty perspective, I think English is actually difficult. It's actually a difficult one. But then coming from English, I feel like I'm going to probably have more success with something like Spanish.
Right.
But then there's other ones that I think would be interesting, like German. I have some German heritage. It might be interesting. Or
Icelandic.
That one sounds incredible. You've been to Iceland a couple of times. You hear that? That sounds incredible.
Very distinct.
Yeah, very distinct. I mean, it's all pretty cool stuff.
Very cool.